Hi, everybody. It's Yvonne and Dexter here with Freight Broker Chic. Welcome back. And we, again, would love for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as you guys always do. It helps us reach more people. And we, again, have the master trainer back here with us today. We are so grateful for him that he gives us time because you got to understand he is a very, very busy man with training and helping people move freight and secure contracts and just being the mentor, the awesome mentor and master trainer that he is. So anytime he takes his time out to come and share from his heart, we just love having him. So today he's going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Ukraine and how that may affect us in the supply chain and the trucking industry. A lot of times, I'll see people on Facebook going, well, that doesn't really affect me. Well, unfortunately, eventually it does affect you. Not only just having a heart for people and what they are going through anytime there's a war or any type of, atrocity or, any type of crimes against humanity, we have to feel for those people and have a heart and pray for them as well. But I'm going to let him go ahead and speak because the reality is this is going on. And the reality is it will begin to affect our industry.
So yes, needless to say, the last couple of years have been unprecedented for, I think, the whole world with the COVID-19 outbreak that has killed so many people worldwide and also affected the supply chain first. And now we have this new war, this new conflict between Russia and Ukraine that also has the potential to affect the supply chain and even worse, gas prices. As these companies pull out of Russia and people break off ties with them, it's going to leave vacuums, it's going to leave holes. Those vacuums and holes called unsurety. When people feel unsure, that's how the stock market works. When people feel bullish about something, the stock market goes up. When people feel not so bullish, it goes down. It goes into a bear market. So the same thing can happen with brokers of oil and gas. They see certain trends and they'll either buy more, less, raise prices. I don't know if everybody remembers, but right when COVID broke out, the cost of gas went way down because everybody went into lockdown, and the actual oil brokers felt that they had already brought too much oil, and now they felt the oil was going to go underneath $1 because nobody was moving, everything had stopped, so nobody was using the oil that had already been previously bought by the oil brokers. Then people started moving again, gas came back up to a normal level, but now gas is going even higher and higher and higher because now, unfortunately, we are in an inflationary season right now. How long will this inflationary season last? Nobody knows. Right now, I checked the Department of Energy website yesterday, and fuel, of course, the FSC or fuel surcharge. If you're in the business, you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean by fuel surcharge, take my class and you will.
Yeah.
But fuel surcharge right now is $4.10 per gallon. Once I turn that from an actual gallon of gas with the actual formula that I know to use to turn it into an RPM or rate per mile, and again, if you don't know what an RPM is, take my class. But the RPM after the formula breakdown is 57 cents per mile. That is the highest I have ever seen gas or diesel fuel in America ever.
Wow.
So what this is going to cause is that truck drivers and trucking companies are going to start gouging. They're going to start asking for more money for freight because they're spending more money at the gas pump.
Well, in an instance like this, would gouge be the correct word? Now I understand a snowstorm because we deal with that when the weather is really bad in the Midwest. The truck drivers or carriers will request more money due to the elements. I've considered that a gouge situation. In a war situation or a situation like this, which is beyond anyone's control, I'm not saying that the weather isn't, but they have the right to, well, they have the right to, maybe sit, pull over the side of the road, which I ask them always do. Let me know if that weather's inclement. We're not trying to lose you. We can replace a load, but we can't replace you. So pull over. I'll do my part with the customer. Let them know the load is going to be late or whatever your situation is. But in something like this where it's worldwide, I guess what I'm saying, is that the correct? Do you still feel as a former truck driver?
Gouge.
Okay.
Yeah,
That answered that question.
Yeah.
I was trying to help you guys out.
It's gouging.
I was trying to help you out. Be on your side.
But see,
here,
this is the thing though. The freight managers at the companies, when we go back to them and tell, okay, you've been paying $2,500 every time we move this load in this lane. I'm sorry, it's going to be $3,200 now because the actual truck drivers are asking more money. Now, we must always remember in the brokering business, your customer, the one thing any customer don't want to pay is transportation fees, because transportation fees, unfortunately, are a direct hit to the cost of their manufactured product. In other words, if a manufactured product costs, let's say, $10,000 to make, but they're selling it for 3 times that, $30,000, but it costs $2,000 every time to move the load, then every time that load moves, they're losing $2,000 worth of profit. Right. It's the only thing that directly hits a manufacturer. So they want to try to minimize their loss. The first thing they do is start making smaller portions. Since fuel has gone up, you probably noticed that if you buy a bag of chips, there's less chips in the bag. If you buy cereal, there's less cereal in the box. If you buy Snickers has gone down 2 sizes.
Their boxes are smaller.
Right, so they're trying to not have to pass on the actual cost that they're incurring with their increases to you. They're just giving you less for the same price. But there will come a breaking point where they cannot give you less for the same price. And even that less for the same price, they're still going to get less, but they're going to go up on the less that they're giving you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Which really sucks.
Right. And now,
I don't have a better word for it.
Now the bad thing about this is that, unfortunately, if you once again in the business, bid season is coming up. Correct. Usually, people make sales phone calls and get into bids in December and January, and usually bids start in March, April, and June, July.
Yeah,
usually
we've got several coming up.
Yeah, we do. But this war is making a problem of this rating. You see, rating, or you usually use some type of rating app or internet truck stop rate made, DAT, whatever you're using to actually come up with a rate for your customer. These digital platforms, they are only going to give you the rates that they have been fed in from other carriers about what they're actually charging. Now, sometimes they're right on, and then sometimes they're completely off. And so the danger in this is that you can rate a lane and use your software to rate the lane, but when you get out the market, that actual lane might be actually be worth more. She'll be right back, but I can finish it. I can take both chairs and just talk to you right now. So, she's coming back. Hold on, you come on back? I'll move out your chair. Come on. All ready? 1, 2. Ooh,
yeah.
Boom.
I had to talk to Alexa. She was in there doing her thing. She was interrupting.
Right. So, as I was saying, the pricing software that is out there does not see gouging. And so you can do a whole rate You could rate a whole bid right now using the software, and you might win the bid. But then when you get out to market, it's not going to be enough money to actually move the freight. So then you're going to be in this situation where you're calling to your customer and always asking for rate increases. They hate that.
You don't want to go.
They hate that. So since what I usually do in this type of situation, I call it blanket rating. Blanket rating. In other words, I'll see what maybe 1 or 2 carriers are charging me for this load and this load and this load and this load. And then I'll just go on and figure out the RPM for it, and I'll do the whole bid the same way. $2.75 on every lane, $3.25 on every lane, $3 on every lane, whatever, $2.50 on every lane. Wherever the number is, it's going to be. Now, the thing is, you're not going to win every lane.
Correct.
But you might win enough, that is still worth your time.
Right.
But
it won't be in the hole.
Right. It won't be in the hole.
Right.
And there's going to be sometimes you can move the load and sometimes you can't. But by doing that, because if you have everybody who's out there who's actually rated to bid, you might get a bid that might be 500 lanes, 1,000 lanes, or 10,000 lanes. It depends on the size of the company and how many lanes they have. Some bids, they give you 2 weeks to finish. I've had bids they've given us a whole month to finish. So the thing is, but you don't have time to try to talk to each and every carrier to find out how much you're going to charge on this lane, so I can have a direct. Now, if you only have a single lane, you can do what brokers call this ghost posting. That's where a customer gives you a lane, and you go on and run it in your rate software and come up with this, but then you also post it out on the DAT to see how much the carriers are actually asking for it. And you'll post it out for tomorrow. They'll call in, you'll make a tell, but they don't know if they call back, oh, it was covered. Sorry, but you're just trying to get an idea how close your actual rate that you came up with your software is to what the actual market is actually charging, so you know exactly how much to charge your customer and how much profit to add when you're charging your customer. But you can't do that with 10,000 lanes or 5. You can do that if it's like 10 lanes, 20 lanes, maybe even 30. Right. But when it gets into the hundreds and thousands of lanes, you can't do that. So I suggest blanket rating.
Okay. And he gave us a lot today, and I know some of you, I would suggest either taking notes, going back and...
Or take the class.
Take the class.
Take the class.
Exactly.
Take class.
Well, he's right. And without a master trainer or a mentor, you're going to be completely lost. And I see that in a lot of our groups, where people... I mean, if you got to come on Facebook and ask somebody how do you rate a lane... You need to go back to the drawing board. You need to get help. I'm not being ugly, but I'm just saying, your customer, these are major corporations, or some of them, no matter how big your customer is, they don't even have to be a big customer, but they're entrusting you with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of their product, and you don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying, don't try that at home. Our next training is going to be March the 21st. 2020, it's all here, and it's coming up. 2022. I stand corrected.
Sorry.
It's going by so fast. Everything's like a lot going on here in this world today. So March 21st, 2022 is our next training, and he covers all of this in the training. I know he went fast today, and he also walks you through all of this step by step, how to do it, how to quote on DAT, how to use the rate
generators.
The rate generators inside our software. There's so many ways that you can help your customer, because that's what you're here to do. You're not here just to make money. You're here to provide a service for your customer and help them have confidence in you when you get back to them, that you know what you're doing. And you can only do that and provide that for them with excellent training. So anything, closing remarks?
Well, that's one thing that's hurting the broker industry. There's so many inexperienced brokers that are out here. They actually make their sales calls and they actually get into a customer, but then they have no idea what they're doing. They mess up the load, which puts a bad taste in the customer's mouth, and then they decide never to use brokers again. Get trained. If you know you don't know what you're doing, don't do it.
Correct.
Because you're not going to be successful, because you're just going to if you try to learn this trial by error, where you might learn, but just think about how many bridges you might have to burn before you totally learn everything.
Correct.
So that's all I got to say.
And you wouldn't want your surgeon?
No. Taking a video.
Or your dentist?
Taking a video.
Right. Watching YouTube?
Right.
To perform heart surgery on you? I mean, you just, some things just common sense.
You need somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why they have residency at the hospital. So you get on-the-job training.
You get on-the-job training, and that's what we do here.
That's what we provide. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. All right. Thank you again for tuning in. You all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to pray for Ukraine, because...
And pray for our country, too. We got some problems, too.
We got problems, too, but this is going to be, I believe, a worldwide
war situation
that could get worse, but but God. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day.
Stay
Thanks
prayed
again
up
for
and
tuning-
count your bullets.
Don't
I'm
do
just
that.
joking. Okay, sorry.
Don't. Oh my God. Pray for him.
Me.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.